number 656 at the chairman of the board director of the Alkuveyti International University, dated December 6, 2024. Chairman Nadirova Gulnari Monatovna, Doctor of Philology, Professor, Deputy Chairman Igambirdi Mutakhashari Payich, Candidate of Historical Sciences, Associate Professor, Member Kim German Nikolai, Doctor of Historical Sciences, Professor, Scientific Secretary Bilalova Aydin Mirmekana, PhD, Doctor of Pedagogical Sciences, and Acting Associate Professor. The documents of Mubarrak Attik Sultan Alafrит Alkuveyti for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in the specialty 6D020900 Oriental Studies were submitted to the Dissertation Council on January 29, 2025. During the meeting of the Dissertation Council held on February 6, 2025, with the participation of its permanent members, Protocol number 1 recorded the appointment of temporary members of the council and reviewers, as well as the date and time of the defense. So, in accordance with the new dissertation defense requirements, 3 temporary members of the dissertation council were appointed based on the topic of the dissertation. So, temporary members are Hikmet Akif Okur, PhD in International Relations, Professor at the Yildiz Technical University. Welcome, Professor Okur. Kojerova Svetlana Vasilievna, Doctor of Political Sciences, Professor of the Institute of Oriental Studies under the Ministry of Science and Education, Republic of Kazakhstan. Welcome, Svetlana Vasilievna. Sintika Zomart Kudaybergenovich, Doctor of Political Sciences, Professor of Kazakh National Pedagogical University named after Abay. Welcome, Dr. Sintika. And the meeting is held in a hybrid format. So we have face-to-face communication and via internet communication, online communication. A quorum is present. Agenda. At the Alkuveyti National University, Mubarrak Attik Sultan Alafrит Alkuveyti will defend his dissertation for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, on the topic Transformation of Iran's Geopolitical Strategies in Regional and Bilateral Negotiations on the Status of the Caspian Sea, 6D020900 Oriental Studies, and the language of defense is English. So, are there any proposals? Should we start the procedure? Yes. So we should now let's allow me to begin the council's proceedings. Should we vote, please? Okay, thank you. So unanimous vote. Scientific supervisors. Cengiz Jomart Cengizli, candidate of Historical Sciences, Deputy Director for External Relations of the Institute of History and Ethnology, named after Cengiz Varikhanov, of the Science Committee of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Khaled Isa Al-Aidwan, PhD, Professor of the Yarmouk University in Jordan. Official reviewers, Amirbek Aydarbek Anorbekulu, PhD, Associate Professor, Hoca Ahmet Esavi International Kazakh Turkish University. Welcome, Dr. Amirbek. Nurdavletova Sania Mariakovna, Candidate of Historical Sciences, Associate Professor, Eurasian National University, named after Lev Nikolaevich Dunilov. Welcome. The floor is given to the Scientific Secretary, Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, Acting Associate Professor Bilalova Aydin Mirmekana, to announce the documents of the PhD series personal folder.
Dear colleagues, good afternoon. Mubarrak Attik Sultan Alafrит Alkuveyti was born in 1984. He is a United Arab Emirates citizen. Mubarrak Attik Sultan Alafrит Alkuveyti received his bachelor's degree in Persian language and literature from Iranian Azad University in 2009, and later obtained his master's degree in international relations from Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. From 2018 to 2021, he pursued full-time doctoral studies at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University in the field of Oriental Studies. Mubarrak Attik Sultan Alafrит Alkuveyti's profile contains certified copies of his BA and MA degrees, a list of copies of his publications, positive reviews from academic supervisors, thesis council abstract, and all relevant documents according to Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Republic of Kazakhstan regulations. On the topic of his thesis, Mubarak Attik Alafrит Alkuveyti published 7 articles in reference journals, 2 of which are indexed in the Scopus database and 4 recommended by Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Republic of Kazakhstan during the period from 2018 to 2021.
Thank you. Are there any questions in regarding of the folder of our PhD student? No, thank you. Yeah? No, thank you. Now, if there are no questions, so we can give the floor to the PhD student to present the main content of his dissertation. Your timing is about 15 minutes, okay? Okay.
Thank you so much for Al-Farab University to give us the time to discuss about my dissertation. And thank you for attending this room to give us also 2 chances to defense about my dissertation. My dissertation, it will be about geopolitical formation of Iran in regional limitation over the Caspian Sea. Degree of scientific elevation of the problem, Iran is one of the players, which is one of the players with the war option. The major power, Russia, China, and United States of America, which form with the conflict of strategic interest for each of the side of the game of the sake of geopolitical control. The derivation of the study took note of the most prominent station in the Iranian foreign policy position regarding the Caspian Sea. The main replying on large hold of reference document, government report, and recent analysis published by research center around the world, such as Institute for International Energy Studies, Tehran, Defense Academy of United Kingdom, London, Al Jazeera Center for Studies, Doha, Journal of International Affairs, the Emirates Center for Strategic Study and Research in Abu Dhabi, Academic of Turkish Study, University of Mosul, the Arab Institute of Research, the Strategic Study in Riyadh. Object of research is the geopolitical relation between the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Caspian Sea countries through the history of negotiation and strategical for world in the Caspian Sea. Subject of research, Iranian foreign policy, the relation with the Caspian Sea state regional, international government in the context of challenge, negotiation, and strategic interest. The purpose of the study is to describe and analyze the behavior of Iranian foreign policy during the Caspian Sea negotiation with the countries bordering the Caspian Sea, and to present the most important strategy that it has practiced in relationship with influential countries in the region, Russia, China, and United States of America. The research sought to access the strategy that Iran tried to practice to obtain a large share of energy resource in the Caspian Sea, and to win the Russia and Chinese player on this side again, the United States of America by following research tax. The geopolitical importance of the Caspian Sea regionally and internationally, to introduce the legal form of the Caspian Sea, to explain the method of agreement between the countries bordering the Caspian Sea, to present competition between the major power to control the region. Scientific modality of research, based on the study of foreign region policy of the Islamic Republic of Iran and its change during the Caspian Sea negotiation and the difference over it is defined as sea or lake, which is the first case of its kind in international geopolitics. Basic position to be defense, the Caspian Sea, basic content on oil wealth of more than 1/16 of the world oil reserve and from natural gas received amount to more than 25 million cubic feet. The Iranians are being on the rule that the common economy benefit of the major countries can play in providing any military tank on them. And the Iranians believe that the most important goals of the main players in this region, Russia, US, Europe, United Countries, China, are to control the path and pipeline of oil and gas export. Between Tehran and the West, and even Saudi Arabia over the Iranian nuclear program and in this region will affect all these countries neighboring Iran, such as Turkmenistan and Azerbaijan, especially on gas pipeline to Europe. Iran seeks to exploit its geopolitical location by building oil park and a great network of oil and gas pipeline and railway to be an outlet for the countries to Central Asia and the Caucasus to open sea and to link China in the east, India and Pakistan in the south, Turkey and Gulf in the west, and Russia in the north with this network. The conclusion it will be Iran is a major player in this region and its importance may increase in the future in it is enjoy qualified advantage. The most important of which are the enormous wealth and it is geopolitical location, which make the best and last extensive passage for Caspian oil and gas to the rest of the world, especially as has will affect in the oil index and the source country. Iran enjoy historical option. It is quite a geopolitical location share on the Caspian Sea, provide it with a great political benefit and important ocean for its foreign policy to maneuver with the international community after it is ideology and expansion fixing, especially in the West. Thank you so much for listening about my dissertation. Thank you so much for giving us the time for defense about my dissertation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Said Alkuveyti.
And спасибо большое по-русски.
Thank you so much. So now we'll start with our questions. Let me use my right of the chairman. So you must write down all the questions.
Okay.
And when it will be completed, the list of questions, then you start your answering, okay?
Just one.
So please write them all down. Okay. So my question is, we know all that the Caspian Sea level is falling. The ecological situation is deteriorating. Many experts even talk about a crisis in a few years or in a few decades. So how will this affect the geopolitical status of Caspian Sea? So my question is, what about the ecological conditions? How do they influence the geopolitical strategy over the target country? Okay, thank you. The next question, please. Yes,
There are debates, the Caspian sea or lake, in terms of size, it's the sea, in terms of geographical location, it's a lake, what's the position of Iran to these two notions, sea or lake? Because it depends then a lot on that, sea or lake, I mean, water, underwater, and then the bottom, the earth. That is my first question. The second is, as I know, I'm not an expert in Caspian Sea, so, but I know that In many Oriental and Asian languages, Caspian Sea have different names, a lot of them, dozens. And in Iran, it was a Hazar Sea, yeah, and Mazandaran Sea. And it was changed in the national maps, the name to Caspian, yeah. And are you still using the old name Mazandaran Sea or Hazar Sea? Are you using in this name of the sea? I mean, the people, the ordinary people. Or all people call it Caspian Sea.
A bit linguistical question.
This is very political.
Thank you, thank you. Who else? Who else had some questions?
Можно я задам
Yeah,
на нашем языке?
sure, sure.
Один такой вопрос. Еще раз могли бы уточнить научные детали вашей проблемы? И второй такой вопрос. Когда вы выступили, это описание нефтяные проклятия для ситуации Ирана в Каспийском море. Ну, объясните свои позиции.
Вопросы туда политический Иран на Каспийском Sea?
I get it.
So the first question is about scientific details of your problem in your service. And the second question is connected to the description of the oil course of the Caspian Sea. How
Нефтяные проклятия.
So our online members, please, if you have any question, you're welcome. Okay, no question. So we have about 5 questions. You can take this place and start your answering.
The first question about ideology about the Caspian Sea, how to affect in the Caspian Sea.
Not on the Caspian Sea, but on the strategy.
Yes, strategy.
Yeah.
We understand the Caspian Sea and the project, it have many resources of energy, and we have oils, gas, and also it have many interests of different countries looking for the Caspian Sea, because when you have any resource, all the countries will look on the resource. The resource is very important, and also for Asia Center, also for Europe. Also because this places now it is more expensive than any places. We understand that Gulf is also it have oil and gas, but the Caspian Sea also it have many oils and gas, and in the future they're looking to be more conversing, because if now Iran and Central Asia agreement between the Caspian Sea. Nowadays also after the war, Russia and Ukraine, now until now, the pipeline of the gas to Russia, to the Europe is unclosed or under control. But nowadays they're looking to bring from Caspian Sea and the Asia Center through Azerbaijan to Turkey and to go to the Europe. And also all this area is influenced by energy. When you have energy, a lot of countries they will fix all the places in this place. And they like to have space in this.
Do you mean they take into consideration their interests only in energy and mineral resources? They neglect or ignore the problem of ecology?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So much. The second question, it was about how the politics about the Iran. Iranian, they see the Caspian Sea by different way, because the Iranian looking for get outside from America and different countries effect on this commerce and economy. They make the road and give line to the Asia Center and also communicate by the Caspian Sea with them and share energy and oil and the gas to be all contact and benefit for the economy. Because also the Iranian politics, it have also many problems about the economic, and also we need the resource, and we need new countries neighboring to be commercing with them by the oil and energy, sharing these things. And about the name of the Caspian Sea, yes, of course, in the Iran, many people it have before Soviet Union, after Soviet Union, his mind is come by ability is come change. But before it had Mazindar, Khazar, and different names. But nowadays, because the different nationality is coming and different language effect in the lecture of Quran, this name of Caspian Sea or Khazar sometimes. Yes, sometimes they say Khazar near to the people the bordering of the countries. Same type Khazar they will say.
Thank you.
You will come. And the question about how Iran's look from energy resource to send to different countries. Of course, Iran nowadays have new project from Iran to the Kazakhstan also. They have many projects. They make railway to send all items. To also conversing with the Central Asia countries, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. Also now, before few months, they have contract with the Pakistan. They make some resource sharing, and also they make some resource to continue to the different countries, to the China. And they're looking for Central Asia, which is very important for them to get outside from the US problems and effect in the economy of Iran, and they like to be increase his economy.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a question about research methodology, yes? Research details. One more question about research details. That means design, methods, methodology.
Yeah, methodology we use because our topic is very huge, it's very big, and we use different resources from different group, from Arab groups. We have also the Russian resource, and from England we take some in the library and take from our side also, and also methodic because we use describing and sometimes we use some historical how to getting more details because my topic is very huge and very big, need to be more methodically in this situation.
Okay, thank you. No more questions, dear colleagues, no more questions. Okay, thank you. Now the floor is given to the two scientific supervisors. The first scientific supervisor, Cengiz Martin Izulu, candidate of historical sciences, deputy director for external relations of the Institute of History and Ethnology, named after Cengiz Balikhanov. I'm sorry, named after Çukan Balikhanov, of the Science Committee of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Republic of Kazakhstan. The floor is yours.
Dear Chairman, dear members of the Special Council, dear online members, let me read a review of thesis Mubarrak Atik Sultan Alafrит Alkuveyti, geopolitical transformation of Iran in the regional and bilateral negotiations over the Caspian Sea. It's clear to everyone that the determination of the legal status of the Caspian Sea is a great victory for the diplomacy of independent Kazakhstan. It was a strong political move of the young Kazakh state to come to an agreement with the against countries of the wars and not give it score. In this regard, the importance of the research proposed by the dissertation is comprehensive study of the problem, taking into account all the factors determining the status of the Caspian Sea. Before the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Caspian Sea was nothing more than a closed sea, theoretically and practically divided between two countries. Two countries, the former Soviet Union and Iran, who considered themselves as the rightful of the region. Soviet borders make up more than 85% of this coastline, while the remaining only 50% lies on Iran's borders, and the situation remained unchanged until the escalation of the Soviet Union. So the four emerging countries charged 85%. The region did not establish Iran's Soviet area borders, and the countries that broke away from the umbrella of the Soviet Union were represented in the Axis Strait: Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Turkmenistan. Before focusing on the geopolitical side finance of the Caspian Sea. The dissertation explains the connection between geopolitics and political geography. According to the doctoral student, geopolitics is nothing but part of political geography, and geopolitics is a science that arose as a result of geography's interest in the relationship between political geography and state power. Indeed, according to the definition of Rudolf Kegelin, was influenced by Ratz's ideas, geopolitics is international political forces and the geographical environment. To explain the geopolitical significance of the Caspian Sea, the doctoral student uses theoretical geopolitical approaches that consider the importance of geographical spaces and water bodies and their role in the region of state power in international relations. At the same time, the dissertation recognizes that historical events and battles, wars, are connected with geographical factors, and presence are unequal relationship between political forces in the world from the point of view of geographical factors. In general, the implementation of dissertation research only meets the requirements of the control committee in the file of education and science of the Minister of Education and Science of the Republic of Kazakhstan. In terms of scientific level and quality, it fully meets the requirements of the rules for awarding scientific degrees. In the course of getting acquainted with the research, I conclude that Mubarrak Attic Sultan Alafrит Alkuvei's dissertation on the topic geopolitical transformation of Iran in the region of bilateral relations over the Caspian Sea, submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 6D020922 Oriental Studies is suitable for defense. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shindi. Thank you. Now the floor is given to the foreign scientific supervisor, and this is Khaled Issa Al-Adwan, PhD, professor of the Yarmouk University in Jordan. You are welcome, Dr. Al-Adwan. Are you here? Are you not?
Good evening.
Please switch on your camera.
Okay. I switch it, I think. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Adwan. So you are welcome.
Welcome. Thank you again again for hosting me in the prestigious Al-Farabi University. I express my appreciate and respect for all significant role you play. Mubarrak Al-Kuwaiti, a PhD candidate at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, conducted a visiting researcher period at Yarmouk University under my supervision. As Dr. Khaled Al-Adwan, I supervised his research from October 10th, 1290 to January 10th, 2020. During this visit, he focused on the topic of transforming geopolitical strategies of Iran in regional and bilateral negotiation on the Caspian Sea. I have continued to supervise Mubarack work since then, both in person and remotely. His research has developed significantly, focusing on the conflict and the importance of the Caspian Sea in global energy security. And he has also developed a historical approach to his issue. About significance of the research in an era of evolving and often conflicting global demands, a study of international dynamics frequently adopt broad narrative perspectives, neglecting the practical and philosophical nuance of international relation as the physical boards of the order. The Caspian Sea region is regularly a paramount importance due to the large population affected, not only with the sphere of influence, but also in its vicinity and globally. Therefore, this research by Mubarrak Al-Kuwaiti and important research from the Emirates is practically valuable. Through direct field work in the region, Al-Kuwaiti study delve into the forms and function of Iran interaction at its borders, aiming to provide a clear analytical picture of both historical development and the centenary agenda. About reliability and validity of theoretical, vertical, and novel results, Al-Kuwaiti work is built upon a comprehensive preliminary survey of both general and specific lectures, followed by field work in the aforementioned countries. Its novelty lies in the creativity research approach and the unique empirical data gathering from the region. The study is distinctive and groundbreaking due to its examination of the relation from the Caspian Sea perspective, offering an objective view and analysis, as well as an ASEAN and international perspective on international relation framework. About the scientific and practical importance of the study, while research methodologies in international relations frequently prioritize Western perspectives, the distinct contribution of Iran, Kazakh, and Russian schools of international relations remain underexplored. The author include of ASEAN School of Thought makes that analytic of this practically and effective in informing policy development. Mubarrak Al-Kuwaiti has demonstrated constant dialogue, diligence, and attention to the detail throughout this research, as advised by professional quality of the thesis. I have reviewed several different drafts, and no further improvement are necessary to this stage. This thesis fully complies with the academic and stylistic standard expert of a doctoral dissertation. The doctoral thesis submitted by Mubarrak Al-Kuwaiti to obtain a PhD in Orient Studies and International Relations entitled Transforming Geopolitical Strategies of Iran in Regional and Bilateral Negotiation on the Caspian Sea, Oriental Studies 6D020900, is recommended for the award of the degree. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aridwan. Okay, so now we are going to the next part of our procedure. The floor is given to the official reviewer, Dek Anwar Depur, PhD, Associate Professor, Hajat Sawiz International Kazakh University. Dek Bey, you are welcome.
Thank you very much indeed. Dear colleagues, I reviewed for dissertation work Mubarrak, Attik, Sultan, Alafrit, Alkuveyti on the theme transformation of Iran's geopolitical strategies in regional and bilateral negotiations on the status of the Caspian Sea, presented for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty Oriental Studies. I want to say the following. Firstly, the topic of the thesis corresponds to the direction of the development of science and or state programs. The thesis is relevant to Kazakhstan state programs by contributing to regional stability, economic development, environmental sustainability, and enhancing diplomatic relations. Its findings support the country's strategic interests and align with national priorities in science and development. The thesis explores geopolitical strategies that may impact regional stability and cooperation. This aligns with Kazakhstan priorities in maintaining security and fostering collaboration among Caspian Sea states. The negotiations surrounding the Caspian Sea involve energy resources, which are critical for Kazakhstan's economy, and environmental sustainability and considerations, of course, in international relations and diplomacy and enhancing diplomatic efforts. Secondly, importance for science. The work makes a significant contribution to science in several key areas. The study provides new insights into geopolitical strategies, enhancing our understanding of international relations and regional dynamics, particularly in the context of the Caspian Sea. By integrating perspective from political science, economics, and environmental studies, the work fosters a holistic view of the issues at hand, encouraging further interdisciplinary research. The findings offer practical implications for policymakers, informing strategies related to regional cooperation and energy resource management and environmental sustainability. Thirdly, the main provisions for the defense. This thesis carefully examines the key aspects of the evolution of Iran's foreign policy strategies in the Caspian Sea negotiations. Each item is carefully supported by strong evidence and in-depth analysis. The conclusions drawn are based on comprehensive research and critical evaluation of the data, ensuring their validity and relevance. The thesis provides new insights into Iran's regional role and contributes original and valuable perspective to the current scholarly discourse. Fourthly, practical value principle. The thesis demonstrates a high level of academic writing, characterized by clarity, consciousness, and strong logical flow. The language is formal and free from grammatical errors, making highly accessible to the academic audience. The author effectively articulates complex ideas with clarity and depth, showcasing strong command of subject matter. Fifth, scientific level of the doctoral student's article on the topic of research in case of defense of dissertation in the form of series of article. An evaluation of the scientific article published by the doctoral student during his studies at the Institute of College of Oriental Studies reveals that his research is marked by methodological clarity to academic writing standards. Moreover, the researches are relevant to the topic of his thesis and has been published in scientific journals. Sixth, decision of the official reviewer. Pursuant to paragraph 28 of the model regulations, I have reviewed the doctoral candidate dissertation and associated articles based on the evaluation I recommended approval. The candidate has demonstrated the necessary competencies and contributions required to award degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Oriental Studies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Amir. It looks like you have no questions addressed to our student of PhD. No questions, no critical remarks. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now the floor is given to the second reviewer, Nurdauletova Sania Maryakovna, candidate of Historical Sciences, Associate Professor, Eurasian National University after National Allied Women Law. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the, first of all, thank you for the invitation to be a part of today's dissertation defense. Allow me to express a brief review on the dissertation, share my point of view and vision to the dissertation of our dearest doctoral student. Yeah. So the first one, the thesis clearly articulates its relevance to current geopolitical discussions, particularly regarding the Caspian Sea negotiations. This relevance is supported by contemporary issues in international relations and regional stability. The content of the thesis is closely aligned with the stated topic. The purpose and objectives of the thesis are well defined and correspond directly to the topic. All chapters or all sections and pavilions of the thesis are logically interconnected, creating a cohesive narrative that enhances the overall argument. The new solutions, principles, and methods proposed by the author are well reasoned and evaluated in comparison with existing solutions. This critical analysis not only highlights the originality of the research, but also situates it within the broader academic discourse. The research presents groundbreaking findings that significantly advance the current understanding of Caspian Sea negotiations. The research demonstrates exceptional originality by introducing novel concepts, methodologies, or perspectives. And all findings have potential to transform the field and inspire future research in Caspian Sea negotiations. The validity of the main findings in the thesis are supported by several factors, such as evidence of scientific significance, as their conclusions are drawn from the analysis of the data, including qualitative and quantitative research methods. Each provision presented in the thesis is thoroughly proven and supported by evidence and analysis. The conclusions drawn are based on comprehensive research and the critical evaluation of data, ensuring their validity. The findings of these theses have broad implications for policymakers, academics, and practitioners interested in regional studies and international relations. Also, I would like to say that the methodology chosen for these theses is well justified and described in sufficient detail. The results of the thesis were obtained using modern scientific research methods and data processing techniques, including the use of computer technologies. Important statements in the thesis are supported by references to current and reliable scientific literature. The thesis suggestions have the potential to inform and shape future policy decisions. They will be exerting a meaningful impact on regional dynamics. In general, these theses demonstrate a strong foundation with notable strengths, particularly its comprehensiveness and presentation of ideas. However, to further enhance its impact, there are several points for consideration. The first one is enhanced clarity and precision. Here I mean that while the study is well researched, the language could benefit from greater clarity and precision. The use of highly specialized terminology should be minimized, and efforts should be made to ensure that this is accessible to a broader audience. The second one is thorough proofreading and review is essential to eliminate any grammatical errors and that may detract from the overall quality of the work. Next one is that the visit would greatly benefit from a more in-depth discussion of the practical implications of the research findings. And here I have was just comment here, also question, how can these findings inform policy decisions or influence best practices in the country's understanding? But in general, I would like to say that all these comments are just recommendations for the further works and research. The last one, I would like to say that this research and the candidate here, doctoral student, I would like to support his research and to award the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, or Doctor of Specialization. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I really enjoyed your dissertation and research and review it with great pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tanya Mariakovna. Should you answer 2 or 3 questions? First, connected with the language. Second, connected with the practical implications. And the third question was connected with the, sorry, what was the third? Oh, it was just an offer, yes, a suggestion. Okay, so several words about the clarity of your language, why it is not absolutely clear. And second, what about practical implication? So, if you can.
Your question about the language we use in the topic. Yeah, we use the language for Mathic about the describing because our topic is very huge and need more information, and we use different resources to continue this our topic. And also our language is English, and we say about the different resources. We take it from different departments and also different groups. And we added very describe about the how to write about my dissertation. Just for the question, and the second question about
practical implementation.
yeah, we do a lot of practical because we also in our countries we have institute about the center research, and also in the Russia we go there, and also in Kazakhstan we practice about the Caspian Sea, and we take many survey about the Caspian Sea, what they our opinion have about the Caspian Sea in this area. And a lot of notes we have we noted in our topic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now it's time to start our discussion, dear members of the council, of the dissertation council. So who wish to speak, to express their opinions? Let's start.
I want to express my opinions.
Yes, you are welcome. You are welcome.
Distinguished chair, esteemed committee members, I respectfully greet all of you. This research addresses an important topic with significant geopolitical implications. While the dissertation demonstrates the candidate's interest in and commitment to this subject, I must express several serious concerns about the scholarly approach and execution of this work. The dissertation's methodological framework requires substantial strengthening. On page 13, the author indicates the use of historical event and content analysis, comparative documents analysis, but does not provide sufficient explanation of how these methods were systematically applied. For a dissertation at this level, we would expect to see a clear explanation of which specific methods were employed in which sections, a detailed account of data collection procedures and analytical techniques, and evidence of systematic application of the claimed methodological approach. Without this methodological clarity, it becomes difficult to evaluate the validity of the research findings or to understand how conclusions were derived from the evidence presented. The theoretical framework presents significant concerns. The dissertation references multiple theoretical approaches: realism, world system theory, conflict and cooperation theory, and regional system theory. But these theories are not adequately integrated into the analysis in subsequent chapters. The adoption of world systems theory is particularly problematic without a clear discussion of how its core concepts apply to the Caspian context. The author does not establish where the center and periphery lie in terms of this regional framework or how this theory helps us understand Iran's strategic positioning. Similarly, Mackinder's heartland theory and Spikeman's rimland theory are referenced without sufficient development of how they illuminate Iran's foreign policy choices. For doctoral level work, we expect not just the identification of relevant theories, but their thoughtful application to the research problem with appropriate citations to primary theoretical sources and critical engagement with their applicability to the specific context under study. The dissertation structure presents considerable challenges for the reader. The near absence of subtitles makes it difficult to follow the logical development of arguments or to identify key analytical transitions. This structural issue is not merely cosmetic but affects the clarity and coherence of the overall analysis. And several issues with reference system require attention. The inconsistent numbering systems, for example, on page 5, where 1 is used twice to refer to different sources with 2 appearing between them, creates confusion about which sources support which claims. And the key definitions at the beginning of the dissertation lack proper scholarly references. These definitions form the conceptual foundation for the subsequent analysis and should be clearly attributed to their original sources. The empirical foundation of the dissertation would be substantially strengthened through greater engagement with primary sources. While the author references secondary literature, there is limited citation of Iranian policy documents, diplomatic correspondence, or first-hand accounts of the negotiations being analyzed. The dissertation frequently remains at a descriptive level when deeper analysis is called for. So examination of Iran's bilateral relationships with other Caspian states would benefit from more nuanced analysis of how competing interests are prioritized and reconciled in Iran's strategic calculations. At the doctoral level, we expect analysis that moves beyond description to offer original insights and interpretations. In light of these concerns, I would recommend the following revisions before this dissertation can meet the standards expected for doctoral work. First, develop a more explicit and rigorous methodological framework, clearly articulating how specific research methods were applied to address the central questions. Second, critically evaluate the theoretical frameworks employed, discussing their applicability to the Caspian Sea context, with references to primary theoretical sources. Select the most appropriate theoretical approach rather than attempting to incorporate multiple theories without integration. And structure the dissertation with clear analytical divisions and appropriate subtitles to guide the reader through the logical development of the argument and correct inconsistencies in the reference system, providing proper scholarly citations for key definitions and concepts, and strengthen the empirical foundation through greater engagement with primary sources, including official documents and statements, and deepen the analytical treatment by moving beyond description to explore the complex factors that have shaped Iran's Caspian Sea strategy over time. While the dissertation addresses an important topic and demonstrates the candidate's commitment to this era of research, the work in this current form falls short of the scholarly standards expected at the doctoral level. The methodological, theoretical, structural, and analytical issues identified will need to be addressed through substantial revision before this dissertation could be considered for approval. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Attik. Thank you so much. So I suppose the state Alkuveiti can answer several questions, minimum 3 of them. Yeah? First, as far as I understand, Dr. Attik's remarks is connected with the methods. You mentioned something like content analysis, historical analysis, but it is not visible where and how it was implemented. Second, it was about the theories which were proclaimed, but not also it is not clear where and how they were applied to the Caspian Sea, the region of Caspian Sea. Third, it is about the structure of the dissertation, the lack of headings, I mean subtitles, that influence the reading of the text a bit difficult. Yes, so we don't touch the problem of proofreading, the problem of technical errors and so on. But these 3 questions you can answer as a question.
Assalamu alaikum, doctors. Thank you so much for your opinion. I appreciate your opinion about my dissertation. Of course, we understand my topic is very huge and is very big, and we take some part of the education, different parts from Russia opinion, from Central Asia opinion, from Iran side also opinion. This one, it takes time and need more resource and like to be described and need historical method. And also we understand this topic not have just one basic places. We take it in our topic a lot of information around the Caspian Sea, about the policy of Iranian in the Caspian Sea, also with the Central Asia. And also the methodic, we use a classic political realism and also strategic realism. The study of international relation, the behavior of the political unit and the amount of historical appreciate that have made a scientific cooperation in the field of political science. Also, it is very hard to explain this position because our huge topic, I must use a lot of resource, a lot of describe from different departments, ministries, opinions about the Caspian Sea and effect in this area. And the scientific of research is based on the study of the foreign regional policy of the Islamic Republic of Iran. And it changed during the Caspian Sea negotiation and difference over the defense as a sea or lake, which is the first case of its kind international geopolitics. Also, it is very huge need resource because we use different resources with different opinion about this case. The historical and strategic, relative, economic, and geopolitical importance, as well as the legal defense of the Caspian Sea, have been through studies. We studies all these materials about the Caspian Sea and historical what is taught in this topic. The historical and ideology and national political concept for the forming of the regional policy of the Islamic Republic of Iran also have studies by between different resource and opinions by different institute from Russia, from the United Arab Emirates, from Central Asia, from Caucasus Institute also, and basic of the region of resource and lecture is served language. The option of the strategic countries with studies and their position change during the negotiation according to the change of balance of the language we use it in the our topic. And thank you so much. I answered by 3 questions in one. I need it. All.
Sorry. There was one more question about the prevalence of secondary resources over the primary resources. So almost all the citations
Yes.
told us Dr. Akur were taken from the secondary, while the protocols, the documents, and some other primary resources were not used as well as it could be.
Yeah, of course. In this case, we use a lot of resource, doctors, and also this is very important to add more resource in our topic. At the same time, our topic is very huge. We need more information about different resource, and we selected from different opinions about the institute of different countries also. In this case, we take a lot of time to the defense about some information we collected by our supervisor, and also we take some information in this case. Moscow. And in the Moscow also we take some information we added in this topic. Thank you so much.
Okay, so discussion is continuing. What other remarks, notes, opinions do the members of our council wish to express? No other? Let me add the technical details again. This is my. Oh, so yeah,
I totally agree that the topic for this situation is very complicated and very broad. Yeah, and the study should be so sophisticated. Yeah, calculating all empirical data and also theoretical conceptual frames. Yeah. And in my opinion, the topic around the Caspian Sea, that is also just a part of a bigger topic. For example, so-called Great Game, Great Game on Central Asia, and then the Caspian Sea is like a pivot place, pivot place around this rotating all the problems and so on. That from the 19th century, when the game began between the Great Britain, the line, and the Russian beer, and now we have so a new great game in Central Asia and around the Caspian Sea. And you can see that the British line is now in the second place. Maybe the Chinese dragon is the first. It's a Russian beer. And there are also a dozen or more minor players or minor actors of the great game in Iran. In my opinion, maybe I'm not. I'm wrong. I don't know, but I guess Iran is just a minor player or actor in this great game around the Caspian Sea about the Central Asia. Yeah, am I?
Of course, I agree with you. Okay.
So what about minor position, minor role of Iran?
Well,
you agree?
Yeah, I position of Iran. I saw about that.
Like
games in the
Pakistan, India, South Korea, Japan, and so on. Yeah, and the European Union, of course. This is my minor play.
Thank you for. I appreciate your opinion.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, at the end, I should add two technical details to inform the members of the dissertation council. So the level of the plagiarism accepted the level of originality accepted, yes, is 85%, and it was achieved. Because the text of the dissertation was checked by the anti-plagiarism rule program. And again, but the second part, the second technical problem, when the same program detects the artificial intelligence influence or generating participation in the text of the dissertation, this is a bit more than 40 pages. The program, not the human beings, the program detected that about 40 pages were written by the artificial intelligence. And again, this is the solution of the members of the council to take these figures into consideration or to ignore it. So we know that artificial intelligence today is involved in many different fields of knowledge. So this is also one of these branches, of the branches of knowledge. Okay, thank you so much. So now, dear members of the Dissertation Council, we will proceed with the secret voting using the survey.com application. Please cast your votes. You can voting. Yes, voting links have been sent to your WhatsApp. You can check it now, or your emails. Yes. Now you must choose one of the following options. There are 4 options. Be careful, please. Option number 1, award the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. And option number 2, return the dissertation for revision. Number 3, recommend a resubmission for defense. That means the re-defense of the dissertation. And number 4, this is the last option, reject the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD. So each member must submit their vote only once. Please don't press the button twice, only once. So a recess is declared, yes, and only those who have the right to vote are present here. Now, please open your WhatsApp.
Done.
Already?
Already done. Because my situation was very.
Okay, so our online members, I suppose it's quite clear, yes? So start your voting, please.
Защита была приятная.
Да.
Более, да, нет, в целом, да, хорошо, что она вторая. Да. Хорошо, что вас не было. Вы себе сохранили.
Скажем вам,
Но в целом, в общем.
Без крови, но с нервами.
Здесь вообще замечательно. Очень хорошо. Да, он работал. И более живой.
8 число ответа 8. Сейчас Мария Муратовна.
Было 9, да?
Я проголосовала.
6 и 2. 8 ответов. Кто не простил слова?
Я понял.
Еще один голос.
Светлана Марьевна, вы проголосовали?
Да.
Этот не проголосовал.
Доктор Акур, его голос все решает. На данный момент его голос все решает. Где профессор Мехмед?
Dr. Akur, we are waiting for your voice is decisive.
Да. Да, говорит, да.
Сейчас обновлю.
И белые шары.
Сейчас, секунду.
Раньше было, да, белые черные.
6,3. 6,3. Вторично, да?
А 3 это что?
6,3 это 9.
3 это на 3 месяца опять.
Опять на 2 месяца.
Сейчас мы будем выбирать, что доработка или повторная защита.
Опять за двоих кругов.
Доработка и повторная защита.
Никак не получается, да? Чтобы...
Большинство.
А первый, второй нельзя? Не получается, да?
Первый, второй нельзя.
Нельзя, да? У вас не хорошо, да?
Ну, если Герману Николаевичу эта работа понравилась, значит, это нормально. Давайте.
Мне понравилось, после как он выступал.
Но у нас результат 6 на 3 идет, должно быть 7 на 2, чтобы без повторного вот этого.
Уже все это же ушло, что-то, да? Ушло?
Нет, мы же еще раз будем голосовать.
Еще раз будем еще раз голосовать.
Опять будем выбирать.
Между-
Ну, давайте сразу согласуем, что раз.
Okay, let me.
Нет, мы между собой давайте согласуемся, по-моему, здесь голосов хватает.
Okay, dear members, the result is 6-3. That means if we have no 7 for one of the points, we should re-vote again, the second section of re-voting. So please be careful and be ready to vote again. Now only the majority will be the decision of our voting. Only the majority of
Вы
votes.
даете ссылку еще раз даете?
Это сейчас.
Нет, это еще не отправлено.
Сейчас.
Опять-таки же эти два выбора стоят.
Да?
Да.
Вы уже видите?
Из этих двух, наверное, выбираем одну. Последующие, третий, четвертый не будет ставить.
Мгм.
Да, сейчас.
Option purchase. Первый на повторный, на доработку, второй на повторный. Или защиту, да? Okay, dear members, we have a choice between two positions. Number two, between two options. Number two, which is about correcting the text, and number three, which is about the second defense. So you should choose one of them. Do it, please.
Is done.
Что я даю? Что я даю? Bilmiyorum kaç karşı veriyor. Bile almayız mı?
Восемь. Еще один голос.
Тут проголосовало.
Dear members, you can see the voting result. Видно, да?
Он прям повторично указывает.
Все. 9 votes. 9 voices.
Кто-то обрадовался, кто-то точно обрадовался первым. Он даже не понял.
I ask the members to approve the protocol, the result, 9 voices for the second position. That means correcting the text during 3 months and then offering it again. So who is supporting this decision, please? Yes, unanimously approved. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Квалификационный признак.
Там вышли, если все кто там же есть это Ауразия, Ауразия.
I said Alkuveiti, I should inform you that the decision was taken only via the second voting. During the first voting, there were 6 voices to support your dissertation and awarding, but it was not enough. Only 1 voice was lacking, so we need 7. It was 6. So from the second session of our voting, it means that position number 2, that you should correct the text of your dissertation and during 3 months, and then offer it again without second defense, only the text of your dissertation during 3 months. So this is a very humanistic, I should say, not the best, but the humanistic decision number 2. Okay, so this is and during the second session, it was 9 voices for this position. 9 unanimously approved. So this is our resolution. So now we should look through the qualification characteristic. Please, every member of our council take these sheets, this characteristic, look through it. And let's try to let's mark our decision. So the first point, nature of dissertation results. Number 1 or number 2? What would be the decision? Number 1 or number 2? Please, your suggestions. 1.2. Okay. No other opinions. Position number 2, novelty of dissertation results. Point 1, point 2, or point 3. Please, your suggestions.
2.2.
2.2. Okay. Number 3, value of dissertation results. So we have high, satisfactory, and unsatisfactory. Which one?
3.2.
3.2. Okay. The fourth, connection of dissertation topic to planned research. Which of these points could be ours?
4.2.
4.2. Okay.
4.2.
We are two today. This is our favorable. Okay, the next level of utilization. Yes. So what could be the level of utilization? What is your opinion? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
5.1.
5.1. Okay, okay, international of this. Great. And the last recommendations for broader application. So
6.1. Agreed.
6.1.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So this is the completion. We have finished with the meeting today. Thank you all for this great and very valuable participation in our meeting. Again, this is the first day of the first session of our dissertation council working, and it is. I'm happy to tell you that the work was very fruitful and effective, I should say. Thank you so much for all the members, and we are in the great expectation that we will see you next time again. Thank you. Bye bye.
And when is next time?
Just
in case.
in 1-2 months probably.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lots of.
Thank you, Sitana.
Online members, thank you. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure to be
Great job. Thank you.
see you soon.
Thank you, Dr. Aksu. Thank you, Father Vasilina. Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Amir. Great day.
Congratulations. Yeah. Thank you. My business.
Так, конечно, я буду